Hunter linear mold handling system consists of two sections: the pouring line with weights and jackets, and the cooling line, where molds continue to cool without weights and jackets. Molds leave the Hunter molding machine on aluminum bottom boards and are transported by the self-storing, accumulating mold conveyor. The function of this conveyor is to provide unpoured mold storage and to quickly transport the molds on demand to the pouring line. The length of this conveyor and corresponding number of mold positions can be varied to suit individual customer requirements. At the end of the mold storage conveyor, the molds are pushed off the aluminum bottom board onto a special cast iron pouring pellet. The bottom boards are then returned automatically to the molding machine. One board is returned each time a mold is pushed onto the pouring line. The bottom board return conveyor is elevated so that the molding machine can be operated from either side. The HLH linear mold handling system utilizes PLC controls and proximity switches. The operator interface is located on the main control cabinet. This is where the operator gains access to the PLC, controls all manual motions, sets timers, and counters. The molds are then gently indexed forward, one station at a time, to the pouring zone. The index is accomplished by using hydraulic cylinders with a unique controlled acceleration and deceleration system for smooth motion from start to stop. The mold elevation remains the same from molding machine discharge through pouring. This means a pouring deck height of 36 inches to 40 inches would be typical. Two pouring modes are standard with this system. One, select a pouring position and pour the molds in one spot. Molds are poured at rest as they index on command through the designated pouring position. This mode is used when pouring automatically. 2. Walk forward along the pouring line, pouring molds as you go. The system has a large number of positions available for pouring. A ladle of metal can be poured very quickly using this method. After pouring, the molds continue to cool under weights and jackets until they reach the end of the pouring line. At the end of the line is a combination lowering and transfer device. This unit lowers the pellet and mold with the weight and jacket in place from the top to the bottom level. It then pushes the line of pellets on the bottom forward one position in the opposite direction. The molds continue to cool on the bottom level as they move toward the lift transfer device on the other end of the system. This unit lifts the pellet from the bottom to the top level and then pushes the line of pellets on the top level forward one position in the opposite direction. The weight and jacket is then stripped and the mold is pushed laterally onto the mold cooling line. The weight and jacket is then set down on the empty pouring pellet and the pellet is indexed forward one position to the mold loading station. The weight and jacket is then picked up, and the sequence repeats as a new unpoured mold is pushed onto the pouring pallet, and the weight and jacket is precisely set on the incoming mold. When a cooling tray is loaded, the line of trays on the top level are indexed forward one position, bringing another empty tray into the loading position. Molds continue to cool without weights and jackets until they reach the end of the line on the upper level. At the end of this line is a combination lowering and transfer device. This unit lowers the cooling tray from the top to the bottom level, and then pushes the line of trays on the bottom level forward one position in the opposite direction. The molds continue to cool on the bottom level as they move toward the lift transfer device on the other end of the system. This unit lifts the cooling tray from the bottom to the top level, and then pushes the line of trays on the top level forward one position to the mold discharge station. At this point, the cooled molds are finally dumped onto a vibrating pan or shakeout conveyor provided by others. Molds are discharged one at a time, or at the same rate they're loaded onto the cooling system. Hunter Automated Machinery Corporation is the world leader in automatic match plate molding and mold handling systems, providing continuing innovations to foundrymen around the world.